Fundamental Rights in Constitution of Pakistan 1973. The Constitution of Pakistan, adopted in 1973, guarantees a set of fundamental rights to its citizens. These rights are outlined in various articles of the Constitution and are considered fundamental principles upon which the state operates. Here are some of the fundamental rights enshrined in the Constitution of Pakistan. Right to equality. Article 25. All citizens of Pakistan are equal before the law and are entitled to equal protection of the law. There shall be no discrimination on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, or place of birth. Right to freedom of speech and expression. Article 19. Every citizen has the right to freedom of speech and expression, including the freedom of the press, subject to reasonable restrictions imposed by law in the interest of the glory of Islam or the integrity, security, or defense of Pakistan. Right to freedom of assembly. Article 16. Every citizen has the right to assemble peacefully and without arms, subject to any reasonable restrictions imposed by law in the interest of public order. Right to freedom of association. Article 17. Every citizen has the right to form associations or unions, subject to any reasonable restrictions imposed by law in the interest of sovereignty or integrity of Pakistan, public order, or morality. Right to protection of life and liberty. Article 9. No person shall be deprived of life or liberty except in accordance with the law. Right to protection against arbitrary arrest and detention. Article 10. Every person who is arrested and detained shall be informed of the grounds for such arrest and shall be produced before a magistrate within 24 hours. Right to fair trial. Article 10A. Every accused person shall be given a fair trial in accordance with law, and no person accused of an offense shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. Right to privacy. Article 14. Every citizen has the right to the inviolability of privacy, subject to reasonable restrictions imposed by law. Right to education. Article 25A. The state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of the age of 5 to 16 years in such manner as may be determined by law. Right to religious freedom. Article 20. Every citizen has the right to profess, practice, and propagate their religion, subject to law, public order, and morality. These are some of the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution of Pakistan. It is important to note that the exercise of these rights is subject to certain reasonable restrictions as deemed necessary in the interest of the state and society. Fundamental rights are not unbridled and can be subject to reasonable restrictions. The Constitution of Pakistan, like many other constitutions, recognizes that the exercise of fundamental rights may be limited in certain circumstances to protect public order, morality, national security, or the rights of others. The restrictions imposed on these rights should be justifiable, proportionate, and prescribed by law. It is important to strike a balance between the protection of individual rights and the legitimate interests of society as a whole. The specific limitations on fundamental rights can vary depending on the context and the particular circumstances of each case. The judiciary plays a vital role in interpreting these rights and determining the permissibility of any restrictions imposed on them. In summary, while fundamental rights are guaranteed, they are subject to reasonable restrictions that may be imposed to safeguard the broader interests of society and the state.